The Left 4 Dead 2 workshop is home to many loved maps. Maps that look good. Glubtastic maps. Cinematic maps. More glubtastic maps. Creative maps. And more glubtastic maps. There are many maps which just use the default orange and grey tile hammer textures. Some maps can pull off this style well and look nice, like Exempt Orange. And then there's Big Wat, which I think is how it's pronounced. Now, this map isn't perfect, but it is fun. This video is focusing on the campaign design mostly, so we're going to go through all 5 chapters and talk about them. The loading screen is pretty basic. There is a short intro cutscene showing this giant sort of stairwell we must travel up. There is also bars on these windows for some reason, but it's never really explained where we are. The survivors start in this hall area. You get some tier 1 weapons and 2 axes, which is pretty cool. The hordes are a little weird here. They spawn in large patches. There's a lot of moves the infected can pull here to damage the survivors as well. Most of this map is trying not to get charged back down the ramps.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No.
The gameplay is a little boring and unbalanced. You keep going and can get supplies, hoping a tank doesn't spawn and throw the whole game, which occasionally happens here. You kill charger after charger, smoker after smoker, hunter after hunter, go through this weird room and finally make it to the safe room. Chapter 2 is where the map starts to look a bit more normal. The survivors are in this weird kinda city area. There is an invisible wall to stop players from going in the water as soon as they leave the safe room. You can get long distance carrier if you charge a player on this staircase. The survivors then go through this little tower and can get a better weapon. And it's a drop, so make sure everyone makes it through. One big problem is bots in this map. In this area they completely shut down most of the time and it turns in a babysitting simulator. You drop down here, which has a cool way back across if you hit a button extending a platform. You need to watch for smokers on this bridge. You keep traveling through these little rooms with physics cars for tanks until you reach another drop in this map. It has a lot of these drop points. The survivors keep trudging through sewers and Nick hopes he doesn't trip. Then you gotta go in this elevator.
Boy, if you don't get.
Sometimes a tank spawns here and ruins the run. You go in the elevator and must use skill to hold out while the fence opens, run up this mini stairwell, and finally you can huddle up in your safe room like the family. You are, if you can make it. Yes! This chapter was better than the last. There is a lot of drop points for the infected to snag someone. The bot eye gets very stupid in this area. Ellis usually just stands there while a hunter beats him. This little platform thing is very useful though. There is way too many zombies spawning in the safe house at the end of the level also. The ending is kind of hard. Usually the bots will die way before here anyway. Chapter 3. The chapter starts where we are now, in the national woods of Big Wat. This area is filled with water and physics logs for tanks. Very annoying with the bots too. Next, we trek down to this tunnel zone. Here we get some good supplies, so hooray for that. The map then asks us to hit this alarm to open the gate. We have to run and turn it off. This part is like the parish. The infected can make some sneaky plays here. If anyone runs ahead too, it gets difficult sometimes. Now we go down into this warehouse area. Tanks and witches can spawn here also, which can be hard. The survivors have to go up here onto this metal area. You must traverse this area safely and hope the bots can make it into this door. Now we complete Chapter 3. It was a little short. Chapter 4 is mostly rooftops. Some supplies, death drops, the usual. Then you get to this latter part. A smoker can really mess us up here. Don't get charged or punched off the roof here. We have to go through this dark area and drop onto this roof, run across and then to an elevator. Now we fight to the safe room, which is a bit hard if you make a mistake. We then transition to the finale. This finale is rough. It's filled with crowded, narrow corridors, at least 2 tanks, very dumb bots, and a ton of places to plummet to your death. The survivors clear the horde and must call a radio. You are told get to a helicopter on the other side. Really, you run across to a boat though. You keep running and running, and if you're playing single player, this would be very hard. The bots love to just stand there and not shoot, but get beat to death. You keep charging through the incoming horde and go to this tower. You see barred windows and go up a ramp, much like Chapter 1. You're now on the bridge. This really does feel like a long and hard battle of perseverance. You go down here, across here, then up here. This is the final stretch. You hop down here and somehow avoid this tank to reach the boat. Come on, coach. And there we have it. That was Big Wat. This map is pretty decent. It's not horrible, but it's not the best map ever. So that's about it. That's the Big Wat Experience. And map creator, if you're watching this, thank you for making this map. We have good memories playing it with friends.